SEC with 5 brand new coaches, and I think that was before the final game got played on Saturday. Welcome back to the MidWeek College Football Breakdown. I'm the AntMan up top, Brandon Stevens, down low, Dalton Miller. You said it's what, 28 degrees where you all are, Dalton?
Yeah, 28 and snowy.
It's about 37, 38 where I am. And Brandon, it's still sun shining there, right?
Oh, no, I mean, it's too dark, but it was rainy all day, but we're in the low 50s.
I thought
it was rainy all day, but it's in the low 50s.
I thought it was always sunny at the beach.
No, that's Philadelphia.
Okay, no, sunny in Philadelphia. Got it. Let's start with
that was good. Come on, that was good.
Quick. It was quick.
Had to give himself props to it.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that one.
That was the best one I've had all week so far. I got to make sure people hear about this one.
Well, almost Pennsylvania. I was like, hey, it's almost sunny in Pennsylvania, but I did not say I said Philadelphia.
That didn't sound right, did it?
No.
OU LSU. Let's jump into thoughts on this game from this past Saturday. It was the one that Oklahoma had to win in order to get into the playoffs, but we've said that for the last 3 or 4 games. Dalton, I want to start with you. What were your thoughts, overall thoughts? Yes, now we won the game. Now we're going to be in the playoffs, but how did you feel about the game while we're playing it?
Very nervous as the game was going on. Nervous and frustrated all together. But I tell you, I am still, week after week, this defense just continues to dominate, making plays when plays need to be made. And honestly, Peyton Bowen might have won the game on the very first interception he had and on the final play of the game. I mean, he started it off and capped it off, and I think what a story that is. But it's just so many players on this defensive side of the ball that have stepped up and are just willing to make plays when we need them to make plays. And it's not, that's the thing. It's not every now and then. Yeah. Especially in this game, it was almost every single possession they were fighting for their life to go to the playoff, and the defense just did not budge. And I got to give props there. I mean, if you look at John Mateer's box score, you're like, wow. I mean, yeah, 3 interceptions, but he still threw for 318 yards and 2, but it was ugly. Was not pretty at all.
So bad.
He truly just didn't have a rhythm other than the one drive where they had the bust and Satania went deep, but that was a little bit more of a rhythm because of the pace that they were playing at. It's not like he was just stepping back and you were confident he was going to hit guys. And then, of course, we still don't have a run game. So all that to say, I don't care what offense I have. Oklahoma's not the defense that I'd want to see in the playoff. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding. You're talking about box scores that wild that this being the most yards Oklahoma has had in any SEC game this year, and still we were worried every time we went out on the offensive side. I wish that our offense had the same kind of drive and just like the energy that the defense had every time they walked out. Brandon, does that seeing that box score there, or seeing that stat line, just seem super confusing to you?
Yeah, it is super confusing to me. And the reason you don't see what you're talking about, the tenaciousness and the fire from the offense as you do, like you do from the defense, is because our offense is poorly coached. We are a poorly coached offense. I feel like Ben Arbuckle's in over his head. We're figuring out a way to do it. We're winning. We're figuring out a way to get it done. I mean, we lost 2 games this year. Both of those games were with an injured quarterback. But it is confusing. I just don't understand Mateer, because it missed me with the people that are saying, well, his thumb's still not healthy. But no, it's not even that he's not making the throws. He's making horrible decisions before he even throws it. It's all in his head at this point. I think he lost some serious confidence after losing both of those games at Texas and against Ole Miss. I just think he's lost a lot of confidence. I think it's mental for him. And I think he tries to play hero ball sometimes, but he doesn't play hero ball to the correct receivers when he's doing it. Like, if you're going to play hero ball and throw it up in traffic, throw it up to, I just went blank on his name.
Gibson.
Yeah, throw it up to Giovanni Gibson. He's 6'6". let the dude go up and catch it. But you don't throw it into triple coverage when they got a guy bracketed and you throw it 5 yards short. Just horrible decisions. And even I'm sitting here and my wife is picking apart his decisions. You know it's bad. I mean, my wife hears me talk football constantly, but she's like, why did he not hand that one off? He kept that one in the zone read. If he hands it off, the guy's still running because there was a massive hole and he tried to take it around the other end and there's a defensive end standing there. He's got nowhere to go. He just doesn't make the right decisions. It's all mental at this point. He's literally going to need to see some kind of shrink or something before the playoffs.
Yeah. So I had some questions about this game, and I know you listen to a lot more Oklahoma Sooner talk throughout the day. And we're also not the coaches, so we may not have all the answers. But my first question was, if it's true that X is hurt, then why is he even getting reps? And if he's not hurt, what the heck changed from when he dominated South Carolina?
I mean, they're saying he's still dinged up. That's what everybody's saying. I agree.
Why?
He shouldn't touch the ball.
He's a waste out there. And it's not his fault if he's hurt.
Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't play, but they are saying he's still dinged up. They think he's going to be 100% he's going to be good by the playoffs.
Yeah.
And so I would have just rather them kept him out. I don't know if y'all realize, but did y'all realize our last touchdown there in the fourth quarter, that was Jay Knott's second play in the game? They were talking about that today. He actually got on the field. And I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
I can hear you, Unc.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I hear you. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I hit the button. Sorry.
Okay, good. Yeah, so apparently Jaden Knott made his way in this game, and everybody's like, dude, Jaden Knott was 1 for 2 on plays that he was in that we scored a touchdown. Maybe he needs to. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's also ironic, too, that this team that we beat is the only loss that Ole Miss had all season.
Mm-hmm.
LSU.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're talking about
Ole Miss. The SEC is.
Yeah, for sure. And, well, and we got in before you got on, before we started this, we were talking about why A&M is not in the SEC championship. It's so convoluted. I feel like they should have just gone to a parking lot like they do here in Texas and flipped a coin, figure out who was going to end up in it. It might have seemed more logical if they had just done that.
Actually, I think that's the last resort.
Is it really?
I'd have to
coin flip.
Last year when I was looking it over, there's like 6 different steps they go to. I could be wrong, but I am going to look it up. I think a coin flip is the bottom of the final tiebreaker.
Last thing. Yeah. See, I would almost take the coin flip over the logic in this, but we'll get to that here in just a second. Let's first talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and starting with Texas versus Texas A&M. You know, all season long, we talked about how there's one game it feels like that A&M's going to, they're going to bobble and they're going to end up, going home with an L on the record from that game, and they didn't do it the entire season. But it seems like it's the same thing with Texas as it feels like there's some symbiotic relationship between Oklahoma and Texas A&M when it comes to this game against Texas. It doesn't matter where either team is when you go into this game. It's a rivalry. And they just happened to play on, home fields. But A&M walked out with an L on the record after this one. Brandon, start with you. Good, bad, and the ugly on this one.
And the good for me was the second half rushing attack for Texas. I mean, it really took me a little bit to figure out what I wanted to talk about in the good because it was just kind of an ugly game. Neither offense was good in the first half. And then in the second half, A&M had all these turnovers. But Texas's running game just kind of shoved it down A&M's throat the whole second half. I mean, they could not stop Texas on the ground. They were just getting pushed around, getting bullied. Quintravion Wisner, he had himself a day, and most of it was in the second half, but he had 19 carries for 155 yards. Their rushing offense was just really good. What do I almost always say? Who's going to win this game? The team that runs the ball better, right? Texas A&M definitely did not run the ball as good as Texas did.
Yep.
Texas's defense stepped up and played a really good game. That being said, going to the bad, I mean, Marcell Reed's 2 fourth-quarter interceptions were crazy. One of them was on a 1st and 10 after a 57-yard drive to that point where he was intercepted on the 3-yard line. He tried to force a pass into bracket coverage, and there was 3 guys there and another guy that wasn't too far away. So I don't think you can call it quadruple coverage, but you can definitely call it triple coverage. And he just tried to fit it in, and then he way underthrew it. And it wasn't even close to being a completion. I mean, just like we talked about with John Mateer, he just made really bad decisions when it counted, and those made a difference. If he scores on that, there's still like 4 minutes left in that game, and they're within 3 points. But just poor decisions. The ugly doesn't really have anything to do with this game for me. The ugly to me is how bad Texas has to be kicking themselves after losing to what ended up being a 4-8 Florida. There are a lot of Texas fans saying right now that Texas should be in the CFP because they only lost 3 games because they scheduled Ohio State. No, that's not true. They lost 3 games because they lost to Florida. I mean, and that's been my response. That's not true. You have 3 losses. You lost to Florida. You almost lost to Mississippi State. You almost lost to, was it Missouri or Arkansas? But I mean, you had to come back in both of those games.
Yeah.
So are they playing like one of the 12 best teams in the country right now? Maybe so. But I just don't like that excuse because the horrible loss to Florida is awful. So if you want to not schedule teams like Ohio State in the non-conference, don't schedule them. But if you're going to schedule them, that just takes your margin for error down this small if you want to plan on being in the playoffs later, especially playing somewhere like the SEC. So that's my good, bad, and ugly.
Dalton, you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, I do. My ugly was going to be the exact same as Unk's. I thought that Steve Sarkisian's argument right after the game was just absolutely ridiculous, saying that if we're 10-2 right now, there's no question we're in the playoff. And I'm like, with Unk,
You're not.
And that's every Texas fan's argument right now. And they're talking about how the college football playoff committee is going to set a really bad precedent right here that all you need to do is go schedule cupcakes. Well, we've been having that argument for a couple of years now, saying that's all you have to do.
Yep.
Go schedule cupcakes. But then the problem is you're not prepared for conference games. So say Texas didn't play Ohio State, and they did play a cupcake and they started 3-0. There's still no guarantee that they're going to be prepared for the gauntlet of the SEC because they actually had to go on the road to the Shoe, a tough environment. It was just their fault that they lost to a really bad Florida team. They didn't have to do that. They could have played better. They could have not let Lagway go for over 350 yards, all that stuff. But then the other side of this argument still against Texas is, yes, I understand you beat an undefeated Texas A&M team, but are you playing like one of the best 12 teams? Because right now, Texas A&M does not scare me. And when you look back at their last games, maybe we're actually the ones that should have recognized a pattern, because A&M, when it started with Florida, their defense really struggled. And they had some close games early, but we didn't really know what their identity was. But they let Florida throw for over 250 yards. Lagway was perfect, 2 touchdowns. Then they struggle with Arkansas, and Taylon Green goes off on them, and it takes a field goal to win it. Then they're down 30-0 to South Carolina and have to come back all the way. And then they have their cupcake game, Stanford. So it's like, did you really think that could A&M handle coming back again on the road at Austin, which I think is probably a lot tougher to play right now when they think they're fighting for a playoff? So
Sure.
I just think that at the end of the day, stop complaining. And I will say I earned a lot of respect for Brent Venables in this, because Brent Venables answers even now when it's 99% chance to get into the playoff was, whoever you put us against, we're ready to go play. Because they asked him, do you think you deserve a home game? And he's like, dude, just put us anywhere. We'll go play. We're hard to kill. We'll go play. Where Steve Sarkisian and some of these other coaches are complaining. And this, what we heard from Steve is the exact same thing we heard after they lost to Florida. They asked him about it, and he's like, well, are you going to penalize us because we went and played Ohio State? No, we're not even talking about Ohio State, bro. You lost to Florida. So that whole thing just drives me nuts.
regardless of the team, of who you're playing, you have a schedule and your job is to win them. Now, if you decide to put those teams in there, we put Michigan in ours this year. Well, we took care of business. So
if we'd have lost to Michigan, we would not be in the playoffs right now.
Bingo. And I guarantee you that Brent Venables would not have been going, well, are you going to penalize us because we lost to Michigan? Yeah, because you lost to Michigan. You lost the game. You lost 3 games.
Well, no. In fact, his second year in the Big 12, if we'd have won out, we would have gone to the playoff, and then we lose to Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They asked him about, like, do you still think you're a playoff team? And he says, we didn't win the games we needed to win.
Bingo.
You're right.
That's the answer.
He took ownership of it.
Yep. Let's move over to one team that is going to the SEC championship on Saturday. Georgia. They took on Georgia Tech over the weekend. Good, bad, and the ugly for you, Brandon.
I mean, this was just kind of an ugly game. Georgia Tech hopped out 3-0 in the beginning, stopped Georgia on their first couple of possessions, but Georgia just found a way to get it done. Like I said last week, they've just basically mastered, it seems like, winning the ugly close games and figuring out a way to win those. Georgia claimed their 8th straight win in the rivalry known as the clean old-fashioned hate. It wasn't pretty. Nate Frazier for Georgia ran for 108 yards. Gunnar Stockton threw for a touchdown, but he only threw for 70 yards on 21 attempts. I mean, it was just an ugly game altogether. So that's my good, and there's not a whole lot of it. The bad and the ugly, I'm going to just put this all together as one because it was all ugly. After a great start to the season and thoughts of an ACC championship and probably a playoff berth, Georgia Tech's lost 3 out of their last 4 games. And it's definitely on the outside looking in for both of those. They're not playing in the ACC championship. They don't really have a chance to get to the CFP. So it's just a really disappointing end to what seemed to be a very promising start to the season. People were talking about them winning the ACC after their start and just got shut down in the last few weeks of the season.
Sure did.
Losing 3 out of your last 4 will definitely do that to you.
Yep. Dalton, anything to add to that?
No, and it's funny because Unc and I were talking during the Georgia Tech game, and I was just telling him, like, Georgia is no longer a team that scares me. Like, if we got caught up with Georgia at some point, because I really don't – Gunnar Stockton is, yes, he's a game manager, and we talk about that all the time, but I think Georgia's just gotten worse, honestly. Like, if Georgia is a 16-9 game, and neither offense is really able to do anything. I look at our defense and I'm like, man, if Arbuckle and Mateer can just figure out what they're good at, I really do feel like this defense could dominate because they're just not the same Georgia we've seen in the past. Alabama's not the same Alabama we've seen in the past. Obviously, we saw that we beat Alabama. So it was like he said, it was not a pretty game.
Yeah. Well, normally we'd have another game here that we want to give the good and the bad, the ugly on, and there were plenty to pick from. But there's probably nothing more telling than Lane Kiffin leaving Ole Miss for LSU after they qualify for the playoffs. 11-1 Ole Miss, and Kiffin is out the door. So, Brandon, I'm going to start with you. Good, bad, and the ugly on Kiffin leaving.
I mean, the good is LSU. I think as a really good hire for LSU. Sure. You take his offensive play calling and his offensive ingenuity that he comes up with on how he draws up his plays and all that kind of stuff, and add that to the team that we saw on Saturday, who has a really good defense. If they can keep defensive coordinator Blake Baker, who has done some really good things since joining this LSU staff in 2024, if they can keep him, they're going to be really tough for years to come. That's the good for me. The bad is just the way Ole Miss handled all this from the very beginning. Just the rumors, as soon as the rumors started that Lane Kiffin was going to Florida, not even LSU, that started after Billy Napier was fired. They seem like they've just had like these side-eyed tweets and these, just bad juju that they've been putting into everything. And then they put a timeline on him a couple of weeks ago. And I think once the timeline came out, I think he had made up his mind that he was leaving because he's sitting here over here thinking, and this is my this is what I think. He's just sitting over here thinking, nobody puts baby in a corner, right? Like he thinks he's that guy, and he's not gonna allow them to bully him around. I mean, and it's been rumored, and he said it, that he asked if he could stay and coach the team through the playoffs.
Sure.
And I know people have different opinions of that. That's not ever going to happen. Never. I get it. Yeah. I get it. You can't announce that you're going to your rival who just beat you and is your only loss this year. And they're like, oh yeah. I mean, that'd be like your wife saying she wants a divorce, but hey, Christmas is coming up. Can we do that before Christmas?
I leave for this? Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, that just doesn't, in all reality, it should be all about the players. Yeah. And if Ole Miss hadn't have put this caveat on him that they had to know last weekend, then it would have been about the players, and they'd still be having him as their coach to have a chance to win. And it's just not about the players.
Dalton, you got some good, bad, ugly on this?
Nothing different.
Yeah.
He and I are on the same page on this one. Like he said, there's no way once he announced that he was going to LSU that they were going to let him coach. And I can understand that. And people are trying to say that he's trying to claim victim. And I'm like, I really don't think he's trying to claim victim here. I don't know him personally. And I know there's a lot of opinions about who he is and his character and all this stuff. Yeah. Whatever. All I know is the dude's a good football coach.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss will not be as good without him on the sidelines now.
Yeah. And I got more about that too.
I don't understand why that. Like, I get it. They needed to make a hire, but if you were just going to promote your defensive coordinator anyways, but because the only reason they did that is so that he wouldn't follow Lane Kiffin, then you didn't need to push him out the door so early. You could have just stuck with the guy who you were like, he led us to the most historic season we've ever had. And this team has a chance to win a national title. Like if Ole Miss won the national title this year with Lane Kiffin as the coach and he left, they're still the national champions. That's never coming down. You're never taking that banner away. You can't take that off your resume. You can spin that to recruits all day long. Yes, they're going to go play for Lane Kiffin, but I think we all knew at some point Lane was going to go take a bigger job.
Yeah. Let me ask you something on that note. What is so enticing about moving up to LSU? Because there's a backside to this question, so I want to know your thoughts.
I mean, my opinion from an Ole Miss standpoint is just it's going to be easier to recruit to LSU.
Yeah,
they're the only big team in Louisiana. You know, you got Louisiana Lafayette, you got Tulane, but none of those teams. If someone wants to play at LSU, they're going to go play at LSU. I mean, LSU's won. 3 national championships in the last 12 years, 10 years, maybe?
Resources are way better.
They have more money. It's just, I mean, I think Ole Miss's administration set themselves back years, not just by losing Kiffin, but the way they handled it. I mean, there's going to lose a lot of recruits. They're going to lose a lot of current players to the portal. They're going to lose a lot of coaches.
Especially LSU. Golding is not under an interim tag.
No, they automatically just said you're our head coach. Yeah. Like, that was a complete desperation on their part. It looks like
if you were just going to do that anyways, why did you care? You should have just kept the because their whole thing is, I don't know if you guys listened to the audio or watched the video of them telling the players. The chancellor comes in there and just tries to tell them how great they've been and how inspirational they are and all this stuff. And then they announce that, you know, Golding is the next leader of men here and that's what he's going to do. And I'm like, all you're saying to everybody that's hearing this is you're worried that they won't be bought in to try and continue to win a national title without Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
And they, like you said, I think they made a desperation move. And he may be really good. I'm not saying he won't be, but
they definitely should have. If they known that Kiffin was out, that he had made his mind up and he was gone, they should have at least. I mean, we saw the pool. There's coaches out there. Why would you just pick one now that's just there? That, I mean, he has no recruiting power. He doesn't have the recruiting power some of these other guys would have. But my question about what was enticing about LSU for Lane Kiffin, he turned this organization around from where it's the best record they have ever had in their 100 and whatever years history at Ole Miss. He could have been the guy who brought championships to Ole Miss. The problem is at LSU, and I heard somebody else talk about this today, and it really made me think, where's Coach O now?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, he's not coaching.
Who's the coach that just left? What's his name?
Brian Kelly.
Brian Kelly.
Have
you heard from Brian Kelly lately? What's he doing?
No.
Is he even being recruited by it? If you don't win at LSU, what do you do?
So this
is what I told Dalton last week. I said, he can stay at Ole Miss and name his number.
Bingo.
2 years from now. If he gets in the playoffs again next year, gets in the playoffs again, he can name his number, and he could be the god there. You go to LSU in 2 years, he's not in the playoffs either one of those years, he's not going to be their head coach anymore.
You won't be the coach anymore.
Here's the deal, though, and people
got to bet on yourself.
Orgeron got in trouble. That's why he's not coaching anymore.
Okay.
Brian Kelly was a horrible hire, but Ed Orgeron would have been the coach there for a long time if he didn't get in trouble.
Still, I mean,
and so that's
LSU goes through coaches.
They do. I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just saying
have a line.
Like you said that he turned this program.
Well, I mean, there's nobody goes there and goes on to something better.
Unless you're going to Alabama, which Kiffin is currently following in Nick Saban's footsteps.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't surprise me that he decided to go there. And like, I don't understand why Ole Miss is shocked. Like,
but he would have to go to LSU and win to go to Alabama. He's not going to LSU and losing and then go to Alabama.
No, I'm not convinced he's going to lose. You said just now he could have stayed at Ole Miss and brought championships. Yeah. We're not even guaranteed that he would win a national title this year, right?
Yeah. No, for sure.
No,
but it took him 6 years to get to 11-1 and a playoff berth. He probably thinks that LSU, year 2, they're back in the playoffs. So where it took him 6 years to build what he built at Ole Miss, he's probably thinking in 2 to 3 years, we're national championship contenders every year. And then I'm just waiting until Alabama gives me the call.
Maybe.
Yeah, he could be. He could, and that is in like I think Brandon, you said it, betting on himself.
But
he's betting on himself, and he thinks
that's what he said from the whole time. If he was going to leave, regardless if he wanted to leave, I still do think though that if Ole Miss would not have pushed him out the door, this whole decision process could have been a lot different.
Well, yeah, if he goes and wins a natty this year somehow, or makes it even to the national championship game, he may decide, no, I think I want to stay. But they forced his hand. What's going to be really funny, and we talked about this a little bit, but let's say Kalen DeBoer goes to Penn State, like some of the rumors are, and Alabama goes after Lane Kiffin before he's ever coached a game at LSU. What's Lane Kiffin do?
Goes to Alabama.
100%. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
100%. I'm going to Alabama.
And they name their defensive coordinator head coach immediately.
Right.
When he said that it was some mentors and then he name dropped Nick Saban on why he should take the LSU job, I was like, yeah, he's doing this not because he wants the LSU job. He's doing this because I think he wants the Alabama job.
Yeah. I can see that. See that. Oklahoma in the playoffs. Do we get home field advantage, guys? What do you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think we have to. I mean, looking at the things right now, the percentages are 6. There's 6 people with a 99% chance to win, or the 99% chance to get to the playoffs. OU is the 6th team. Then behind them is Tech, A&M, Notre Dame, Alabama. Those are the next 4.
Yeah.
I think Alabama has to win to get in.
Yeah.
I think Georgia loses and they're still in. But I think we're not going to move up to the top 4, which it is really odd though, because today I saw something that said OU has a better chance of getting a bye in the first round than they do of not hosting in the first round, of having a road game in the first round.
Oh, interesting. So either we have a home game or
crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the best chance is hosting a game.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense because if Bama beats Georgia and then BYU beats Tech,
But right now, Tech has a lower percentage of being in the playoff predictor than we do.
But I'm talking about for the bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Because
that would still put Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Ohio State. They're playing too, right?
2 of those 3 will get a bye, right? The winner of the championship game and then whoever the other one is.
Oregon will get a bye.
So then the winner and Oregon get a bye. And then
if Georgia wins, Georgia gets it.
But
it's a matter of if they move. Yeah.
If
Georgia wins, Bama's out. If Bama beats Georgia and beats them twice, they may move ahead of us, but then that's still only 3. Ole Miss get a bye?
Yeah.
Maybe.
For us, yeah.
I feel like it.
This is what's going to be really funny too, though. The playoff committee set precedent with Jordan Travis and Florida State by saying,
yep.
So don't be shocked. I think Ole Miss is in the playoff. I'm not saying they're not, but I wouldn't be shocked if they don't
have a road game on the first. Yeah, they have to play a road game in the first round.
It's written now in the rules.
So, I want to get both.
Would you like them to come back to Norman?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I want to play them again if that's the case. Yeah.
I want to get both of your thoughts on this. I'll start with you, Dalton. Who would you like to see us play?
I want to play. It won't happen, I don't think, at this point, but I want to play Texas.
Texas. Okay.
Yeah, they're pissing me off.
If Texas comes to Norman.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. We'll go to Austin. We'll beat Texas either way.
Either way. Brandon.
I don't even want Texas to get in. At this point, I think I'd rather play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I'd rather Notre Dame come to Norman.
Yeah.
Notre Dame comes to Norman. I think we shut down their running attack.
Because here's the deal. Notre Dame is about to get screwed too if there's upsets. They're not even going to get in either. You're not going to get Notre Dame or Texas in.
So if they're not in, who do we play, do you think?
That I don't know.
Dame. Yeah. That's so tough. It could – if Tech doesn't win, they're out.
And say it could be BYU.
Maybe BYU.
Yeah, we're not going to get the Group of 5 winner, and we're not going to get the ACC winner because they're going to be too far down, especially if the ACC winner's Duke, who can't even make the playoff. Did you see that?
Yeah.
There's a chance that Duke, if they upset and win,
because they're 7-5,
they may not even get into the playoff.
Yeah. Which, what did I tell you? I told you there is a real chance that an ACC team doesn't make the playoffs.
Yeah. That could happen now. This is a wild year, and it's
right.
I'm honestly, you seriously could put 7 SEC teams in the playoff.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
I'm just pulling for just mass pandemonium at this point.
Yeah,
I want all the underdogs to win and just see what happens.
Yep, just so it'll be chaos. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Because I think we're in no matter.
Yeah, I think so too. By this time next week, we'll already know, and that's what we'll talk about. Who's going to be playing, and because we get that Sunday right after all the championship games, which we're going to go over here for our picks this week. But first, you got everything. You were both the same on all the picks last week in the regular games, and both only missed one. That was A&M. But then you picked Vandy, B, and you get double.
I told you they were going to win.
So there you go. That's what happened with Pavia's family? Did they get arrested or they got escorted or something? They didn't get arrested.
Oh, probably. His brothers are psycho.
Yeah, they wanted to. Mom wanted to stand up on the railing. She got kicked out, made to sit down and all that kind of crap. Just
that doesn't surprise
she's drunk
me.
when she comes to the game. So
Theo Vaughn wasn't there to shut her up.
Well, yeah, exactly. But you at 10. Is that right? 4? You get 4 for that, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you're at 10
for an underdog that wins.
You get 8, Dalton. That puts out our total for this week: 93, Brandon, 81, Dalton. Going for game number 1, AAC championship is Friday, 7:00 on ABC. North Texas versus Tulane. Brandon, would you like to pick first on this one? Who you got?
Man, I don't know a whole lot about either one of these teams. I know.
Well, North Texas coach is leaving.
Yeah, he's going to Oklahoma State, right?
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
So
they did well this year in Texas.
I'm going to take Tulane. I think I'm going to take Tulane. I mean, they got Jake Retzlaff. He's that quarterback that left BYU after he got in trouble for premarital sex or whatever and didn't want to face the team fines, or so he left. So Jake Retzlaff is he went to Tulane. He's their leading obviously their leading passer. He's also their leading rusher. That North Texas, man, I don't know. I think I'm going to actually take North Texas. I'm going to swap that. This Mestamaker kid, I think his first name's Drew. He's thrown for almost 4,000 yards, 3,835 yards with 29 touchdowns and only 4 picks on the year. Hawkins, their running back, is run. I'm going to go North Texas. North Texas is going to win this game.
Tulane, come here to have sex. Dalton.
I'm going to say Tulane.
Okay, Tulane.
All right. Wait, can I change? If that's the motto, can I change my pick?
Who you got? Tulane? Is that it?
Yeah, Tulane.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Sold Dalton on that one right there with a new motto for Tulane.
Didn't take much.
Next moves over to Saturday morning, 11 o'clock on ABC. Big 12 championship, BYU versus Texas Tech. Dalton, who you thinking here?
Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think so too. You too, B?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
And then on Saturday,
I think they're by far the best team in the Big 12. I'm still not real sure how good they are once they face somebody outside the Big 12, but they're by far the best team in the Big 12, in my opinion.
You know what? If I'm Texas and I don't want to go play Ohio State, you don't have to play a junior college. You could go to the Big 12 and play some of those teams again.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Go play Baylor.
Exactly. Texas Tech. I mean, that would have been a good matchup this year.
Yeah.
They might have lost that one too.
Yeah, exactly.
Next game, 3 o'clock on ABC. Right after that one, we have the SEC championship, Georgia, Alabama. Brandon, who you got?
I'm going to go with Alabama on this one. I think they have Georgia's number right now. They're playing better. Georgia has a hard time beating them. And I know I keep saying Georgia has, mastered the close games or whatever. I think Alabama's too good for him. I really don't think Gunnar Stockton is that great of a quarterback. He manages the game well, but they just don't seem to be the same to me. I'm going to go Alabama.
Dalton.
Got to take some chances here since I'm down big, so give me Georgia.
Okay. Last one. Well, no, there's 2 games at 7 o'clock. The first one is on Fox, and that is the Big Ten championship. Indiana taking on Ohio State. This is number 1 versus number 2. We'll see how good number 2 really is in this game right here. Dalton, starting with you.
Yeah, I can't go opposite him here. I got to go Ohio State. I still don't know how good Indiana actually is. So,
yeah. Well,
you don't know how good Indiana actually is. I don't think we know really how good either one of these teams are.
Maybe.
I just know that
Ohio State's good. They just haven't played anybody either.
No, but Ryan Day's just good in these games.
I agree. As long as it's not against Michigan, he got that monkey off his back last week.
He finally got that one taken care of.
So I agree, though. Ohio State.
Iowa State. One more. 7 o'clock on ABC. This is the ACC championship. Duke versus Virginia. Brandon, who you got in this one?
I mean, I got to go Virginia. I mean, Virginia's playing really good ball right now. Darian Mensah and Duke have kind of had a little miraculous comeback to the season, but there's no reason for them to be in this game at 7-5. That's how bad your conference is. Is one of the players in your conference is 7-5 and making it to the conference championship. Give me Virginia.
Okay. How about you, Dalton?
Why is this prime time on ABC?
Yeah,
you have Georgia, Alabama.
Stupid. I mean, it's the same as last week. Why was OU LSU the 2:30 game? And then I know you had Texas. No, I guess it was the week before. What was the week before? We played Missouri on that big game.
Yeah.
And then the night game was a horrible game. Like they're stupid. I don't know.
Yeah. I still got to go Virginia. Virginia won the first matchup 34-17. So,
I mean, I hope Duke wins. Don't get me wrong. I just want mass pandemonium in the brackets. But
okay, time for your locks. Dalton, start with you on locks here.
Well, since I picked Tulane, give me Tulane plus 2.5.
Okay.
Try and get double points here.
Double down on on Tulane. Good for you. What do you think here, Brent?
Yeah. I mean, here we go. I picked Alabama. I'm going to try to double down on that. Georgia's a 2.5-point favorite in that one. Give me Alabama plus 2.5 in the SEC championship.
Okay. Upset here?
Yep. Calling the upset.
All right. There we go. Well, it's not, I think last weekend was the last exciting weekend. As a whole.
I agree.
Yeah. This weekend will be, we have some good games. Like you said, maybe some of the underdogs will shake some stuff up. And then, of course, on Sunday, we'll be paying attention to see what teams are in the playoffs, who's playing where, and see if they can't find some way to finagle Texas to get in this thing.
That's the only thing that makes this weekend any kind of fun is the playoff selection on Sunday.
Yep.
So, we'll see what happens. All I know is we're in. So we'll see if anybody else makes their way from the outside in this week. But I don't think too many people are going to jump up that aren't already in the brackets. I look forward to it. This weekend ought to be fun. But you know what they say, right?
The weekend is good.
But the midweek is always better.
And boom goes the dynamite.